Hey, I'm mimilimi, and this is an Acer Chromebook 11. First, some context. My 12-year-old laptop died, and then I took out my 14-year-old desktop that also died. All of my everything else, end of life. So, here we are, Acer Chromebook. Usually I'm a hardware guy. I like things that can compile a program pretty quickly. This will never do that. We have a Intel Celeron processor along with 2 gigabytes of RAM, 16 gigabytes of SSD. Of course that's soldered to the board, so we cannot upgrade. And yeah, let's get into it. One thing I wanted to mention, I did get this used, so the first thing I did was clean it, factory reset it, and then promptly followed a guide from mrchromebox.tech, who has instructions for how to de-Chrome your Chromebook, which is very important to me because I am running things that are not Chrome. If you want to do that, I guess I'll put a link down below so you can follow along, but I would recommend learning what firmware is and also the understanding that you're going to have to take a screw out from the motherboard. If you're not comfortable with doing that. Alright, so assuming that your Chromebook is prepped for the process, you should be running a version of Coreboot. And what Coreboot is a open source BIOS alternative. I'm pretty sure that Google uses a modified version by default, so getting Mr. Chromeboxes up and running is pretty straightforward, honestly. But there's not a whole lot interesting here. It's fairly simplistic as far as BIOSes go. We do have boot menu, which we will be using today, and reboot, which we will be using today. The other two are boot manager and system configuration, which neither one is interesting. But if we go to reboot and reboot, it'll go through the process of pulling up Coreboot, and we are running FreeBSD. And as much as I like FreeBSD does not like Chromebooks. You'll see here, we'll give it a minute. And there it goes. So a hang like that in any sort of setup is not a good thing. It could be a bug, vulnerability, it could be some sort of configuration issue. Either way, it's not something that we're looking for. Also, keyboard doesn't work here. We know the keyboard works because we were just using it in Coreboot. So FreeBSD is not going to work for us today. Normally, you could just write your own driver and fix the issue, but I'm not that talented. So what we're going to do instead is put Debian on it. Welcome to My Broken Mac. To get the Debian ISO ready to install on the Chromebook, or whatever computer you want to do this on, you'll just go over here. You can click the regular old download button. I like to go other downloads though, so I have a little bit more choice. I always go for the net installer just because it's a little lighter and I get up-to-date packages right away. So the one that I always choose is the 64-bit Intel and AMD because I am using a Intel chipset. I've already downloaded this, so I'm not going to, but if you have the same chipset, same architecture, that's the one you'll want to use, as long as you have an internet connection. Okay, so once you have Debian downloaded, the next thing we'll need to do is verify its authenticity. I put together this little, this little tutorial guide, something or other, to make sure I didn't forget anything. So if you want, you can pause and look at it now, because I will probably forget something, but that is okay. So we will come back to Safari here, and to verify that, you'll want to go to Installation Manual. We'll click that. you'll want to click the one that you are using, which is for us the 64-bit model for English, because I speak English. And I already know that this is down here for verifying integrity. And I do know that the net installer is a CD image, so we'll click that. And these are the files that you'll need to actually check the to verify that your ISO has not been tampered with. Show, you'll want to use this guy right here. I usually pick the 512 option and plug that into the macOS terminal, and it should print out a string that should match the same version of the checksum files on Debian's website. As long as those match, then you can use this command here to actually prep the USB, copy everything over, and have a USB key. Okay, so that took 4 hours, but Debian has been acquired. So the first thing we will do is get back into Chromebook. And for this particular computer, I do know that the attached USB port for the motherboard is on this side. So that is the one I will be using. We will go to boot menu and then select our USB. Now, here you can see we are in Debian 13. So we have 2 options. We can use the graphical install or the regular install. I'm going to use the graphical because it is very much the same. Sometimes this does take a minute, and this computer is a little bit slower, so I will be back once it fully loads. So back in the Debian installer, the first thing it'll do is ask for the language that you speak, and I will spoil it now. The mouse does not work, but the keyboard does, and that is a compromise I can live with. So we will click English for English, United States for our locale. Our keyboard is American English. And then it will start doing its thing. Here it says detect and mount installation media, so it should be pulling from the USB to fully install Debian. And we will let it do its thing. Alright, so the next thing it's asking is about my network, which I am not going to show you, so I will cut back after I have set everything up. Okay, so all I've done is set up the network and then plug in a password for administration purposes, and then set up my user account. Mostly because I don't want to dox myself by accident, because my recording setup is not the best, as you can see. I also grabbed a mouse just to make my life a little easier. So back in the installer, we are looking at the clock next. It should already be set to what you need. If it's not, then change it. But we are in the Eastern time zone, so we're going to click Eastern. And it will do more things. So next is partitioning our disk, and what that means is we need to set it up for use by Linux. So we use guided, use entire disk so that it formats the entirety of the storage that we have available. We'll press continue, and you want to make sure that you do not click the wrong thing here. So we have two options. We can select the internal 15.8 gigabytes that we know this thing has on it, or the Kingston Data Traveler, the USB that we are running our installer from. We don't want to click that one because what partitioning does, it does format everything, and like it says here, selected data will be erased. So we don't want to do that. We will click the internal so we can rewrite the internal memory, triple check, and then click continue. And again, because this is a very small amount of space, I am not going to bother separating anything. Everything will be in one partition. That will be easiest for you if you don't know what a partition is. And then you can see right here, it'll give you a breakdown of the way that it formats the hard drive, or SSD in this case. Lastly, if everything looks correct here, the only thing that you need to do is click Finish Partitioning and write changes to disk. If it's not, then undo changes to partitions, and then you can go back and change things and then do it again. But it looks right for us, so we will press continue and it will start going through the process. Yeah, that should be fine. And we'll press continue. So that was just a warning telling me that it was going to format something and asking if I wanted to. Sure, whatever it was, you don't need it. It's probably left over from FreeBSD if I had to guess. But then here it does say installing the base system, so we will let it install the base system. By the power of Intel Celeron, it is done. So next is the package manager, which is how we get all of our software that is not included in the system. So the first thing you got to do is set up the mirror. For us, it'll be the United States. And I like to use just Debian's website because I trust it. And we do not need to set up an HTTP proxy today, so we will skip that. And it will configure apt Debian's package manager. not like to participate in the package usage survey. And then the only thing that's going to be different from my usual is we will get rid of the Debian desktop environment and we will get rid of GNOME. Actually, I will be right back. I need to check and see if I'm gonna deactivate my display. Give me 1 second. Well, I googled it and didn't get a good answer, so we're gonna find out. But it should be fine. By the power of Intel Celeron, we finally got there. So it says installation complete. Take out the USB and continue. Finish the installation. Also, rookie mistake, don't take it out before it finishes. Turn off core boot. Yoink. And that's how you do a Debian install. So we'll go into Debian new. And hopefully it works. Okay, so I did a quick scroll through dmessage and everything looks good to me. I think it would be interesting to show configuration because, for example, sudo is not installed, but I have some networking stuff that I need to get done, and I needed an OS for that, and now I have an OS that can do that, so I need to go work. Yeah, anyway. So earlier when I was deselecting the desktop environment and GNOME, I should have mentioned that you'll probably want to keep those selected on your computer. Like if you have more power, definitely keep a desktop. But I am limited, which is why I will stay in the terminal. This page here does have a lot of information on it, mostly just some configuration stuff if you stay in the terminal. And just a couple options if you don't know what a desktop environment really is. So I'll just leave this up, you can look at it, and that's the end of the video.